creepy pony coming up. If you have a fear of clowns, you might want to go check out another one of my videos. Hey guys, it's Manda Panda. To celebrate the spookiest time of the year, I thought we would make a creepy pony today. And you know who's really creepy? Pennywise from the movie It. That clown creeps me out. So today we're actually going to be transforming Miss Rarity into Pennywise from It. I hope this custom doesn't spook you guys out too much. Let's get started by completely prepping the pony for customization. I've removed the head. Now I am taking my small scissors and cutting this hair all the way down to the scalp. So that way we can reach inside and pull out all of those hair roots and glue until the pony's head is completely bald. Now I'm going to take a little bit of acetone and remove Rarity's original eyelashes and the majority of her eye, but I'm just going to leave a slight outline to help me with the eye placement later on. Also going to remove that cutie mark. For the tail, I'm going to cut off the majority of it with my scissors and then use the tip to gently press the rest of the tail into the pony's body. Real quick, I'm going to reattach that neck plug we removed from the head to the body so that way it doesn't get lost later on. We're all prepped. Let's get started with this spooktastic transformation, starting off with some black, and I'm just going to paint the bottom of the back legs because these are going to be Pennywise's shoes. Time for his shirt. I'm going to start off by laying down the teal as the base, and if you notice, I am not painting the bottom of the leg because those are going to be his white gloves. And while that nail polish dries, I'm going to take a little bit of Sugru, which I have used in so many videos before. It is an air dry rubber similar to air dry clay, but it doesn't get as hard and it doesn't shrink. I have this long piece that I'm just wrapping around the leg right above the shoe area. I used my finger to spread that Sugru upwards and flatten it against the leg, but I didn't do that to the bottom because I'm just going to gently lift the bottom to create a ruffled effect for his clown pants. So you see how that came out. It looks really awesome, and by spreading it upwards, it really just looks like it's part of the pony's leg. The front nail polish is completely dried. Now we're going to go in and stripe his shirt. I laid down some thick nail striping tape, and right in between that tape is where we're going to put the purple stripes. So let's get one more stripe in because you need to remove the striping tape while the nail polish is still wet, or it's going to stick to the tape and pull up all of your paint or nail polish. So real quickly, let's get these off and then we can continue and do both of his legs. And you'll notice I'm not really worried about the bottom white area. We're gonna go in and clean that up later on. Now I'm going in with this yellow color for his creepy clown pants, and I'm just going to completely paint in his pants. Don't worry about where the yellow meets the stripes because we're gonna go in and cover that with his blue vest. Using a really pretty cobalt blue here, we're gonna paint the outline of Penny's vest, putting some arches right where the legs meet the body for the sleeves, and then I'm going to define the front area, give it a slight slant at the front so it kind of looks like his vest is opening a little bit there, and then put in the waistband. Don't be too worried about your lines being perfect because we're going to go in later and clean them up. Now I'm just going to take that really pretty blue and completely fill in that area that we just outlined. It doesn't matter whether you're using nail polish or acrylic paint for this custom, just make sure that all of your layers of paint completely dry before you go on to the next step because you don't want to smear anything. Now I'm taking that same yellow from his pants, bringing it upwards so that way it looks like his shirt underneath his vest And again, not super worried about my lines being perfect because we're going to go in and cover them up in a second. Now, real quick, let's just address his little gloves down here using some acetone. I'm going to really gently wipe away all of this excess, and it should leave me a nice clean line. This is the last of the painting for the body, so I'm going to completely cover it with the layer of clear top coat to seal all of that work in. Once it has completely dried, we can wrap up the body using a little bit of red sugru. I'm just going to take a little piece off the end, warm it up in my hands so that way it gets nice and soft, and I'm going to be rolling this out into a really thin strand. We're going to take this little strand here and completely cover up that area where the yellow meets the blue, and we're going to use this red to outline the vest. And the sugru is going to hide all of the imperfect lines where the different colors meet. Roll out 3 tiny balls of sugru for Pennywise's pom-poms and just kind of smush them right on the front there on the yellow area. Now we want these little balls of sugru to look more like a fluffy pom-pom than a flat ball. So I'm going to take one of my scratching tools from my clay tool set and scratch out small lines starting from the middle and going outwards, and that's really going to give it that awesome texture. That's it for the body. Let's get started working on Penny's creepy face. I'm actually going to be cutting off Rarity's horn. I am so sorry, Rarity, but I don't want Pennywise to have one. Now, that did leave me an indentation, but I also have all those holes from the hair. So we're going to use some white sugru now to completely mask that area. Rolled out a long strand, and I'm going to use my fingers to smooth it out and make this head look completely round and smooth. How awesome does this look? A little bit of a color difference, but that's not a big deal. Once the sugru has completely set, you can go ahead and start painting the entire head. I'm using white nail polish, and I'm going to put down 2 layers just to kind of cover the color difference between Rarity and the sugru. In case you're wondering why I used Rarity, because I had to go through all the trouble of removing her horn, it is because getting a pony solid white literally takes about 8 coats of paint if you're trying to cover like pink or yellow, but if the pony's already white, it only takes 2 coats to completely cover the head. I've switched over to acrylic paint to start working on his spooky, creepy eyes. Using white, I laid down the general shape of the eye area and used a dark yellow for the actual eye, and I'm gonna outline it with red because we want these eyes to seriously look spooky and creepy. Now I'm taking more of that dark yellow color, and I'm gonna feather it out to the edges to soften the line where the yellow and the red meet. Now I'm taking a bright yellow and just kind of smushing some right in the middle just for a little bit of depth. Using black, lightly outline the entire eye and then drag a line right down the middle of the eye like the original Pennywise has. Draw in that circle right in the middle of his eye, and if you want to, you can add a light reflection in the corner, and I'm using a nail dotting tool to do that. Use a little bit of red for his mouth, and that's all the painting. So let's completely cover this with a layer of clear coat. Let that completely dry, and we can use a little bit of the red sugru that we had left over from his body and attach that to the nose. For the hair, I found this massive bag of curly red hair, which is perfect for this custom. I'm gonna cut off small little ringlets and attach it to the pony using hot glue. Now it is actually bald in the front, so we're just gonna be putting the hair around the back of the pony's head, nothing at the front. That's why we had to cover the holes earlier. Work in small sections, put down a little bit of glue, and gently press in some ringlets. Be careful not to burn yourself. This hair doesn't need to be rooted because it's so curly, it actually covers up all of the dried glue. Once you're done, reattach the head to the body. Let's take a look at the completed custom. Here is our creepy clown inspired by Pennywise from the movie It. And I gotta say, those eyes are so spooky. Off camera, I glued a little bit of ribbon around the neck for his little frill. And I might give him a cutie mark of balloons real similar to Pinkie Pie's. I just haven't decided yet. That's it for this custom tutorial. Hope it didn't creep you out too much. Thank you so much for watching, little pandas. Until next time, bye! You can follow me online. To get the latest news and updates, like my Facebook page, facebook.com/MandaPandaToyCollector, or follow me on Instagram @MandaPandaToyCollector. Wanna mail me something? Guess what? You can. Mail it to Manda Panda, P.O. Box 2855, Humble, Texas 77347.